guys, welcome back to another episode of 12-inch figure Fanatic. Today we're going to unbox and review the Clint Eastwood Dirty Harry. This is obviously a licensed figure because it's by Sideshow, and they don't cut corners like some of the other companies in Asia do. So there's been a lot of Dirty Harry figures floating around over the years. A lot of small batches, or they even sell pretty cheap complete outfits now on eBay, and people just kind of put their own together. But I'm gonna do a side-by-side with one that I've had for a while now, and we're gonna see how they compare. Let's take a closer look. All right, so there was a lot of delays, if I recall correctly, on this figure, and I'm still waiting on the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly version of Clint Eastwood that was announced about the same time as this one. I guess the licensing had gone through to make both, and the other one is taking even longer, maybe due to COVID, I don't know. So as a nice little loop around it, Clint Eastwood's autograph there, Legacy Collection it says. Already I could tell that the fit of the suit is done very nicely. Let's get that out of there. All right, as far as the head sculpt goes, I do like it. It's got this sort of mean glare to it, but I don't know. There's something a little off. Maybe the eyes are too small. It's close. It's close. I'm being very picky here, but just something seems a little off about it. But it's nicely done. The hair could have a little bit more layering in the paint to make it give it more depth. But the head sculpt is pretty good. I got the sweater. Looks like he's yeah, got the holster in here for his long gun, his revolver. The suit looks pretty nice. Got the elbow pads here. Choice of materials is nice. It's not too stiff. It's got a belt there. Let's see, shoes. So it looks like there is a foot underneath. I like that. I like that. I hate when they just like do a whole shoe sculpt and then it goes right into the body. I like that it's got some socks. It's a pretty nice figure. It's a little thick in the waistline because of the layers of clothing. Makes him look a little bit heavier than it should. But it's a good figure. Yeah, it's got a good lining inside. Pockets work? No. Huh? Well, do they? No. Pockets don't work. Don't care. All right, let's see what else we got here. All right, we got his gun, and it is made out of plastic. With this being such a centerpiece with the character, it might have been nice if they went the extra mile and made it out of metal, but that's okay. It does rotate. Trigger does not go back or forward. So, I mean, it's weathered slightly, so not bad. Detailed enough. Yeah. They didn't paint the bullets. All right. 1, 2, 3. Extra hands. And a badge. So looks like it's like a plastic, but it looks like it would be leather. And like a lot of these that are done, either they try to make it out of material with a plastic cover and they insert some paper slips for the IDs, and it ends up looking a little sloppy. I had a figure that was a few figures that are like that. FBI Molder figure. I think my Deckard from Blade Runner. So this is actually sculpted, and it looks better aesthetically, but functionally, when it's sculpted out of plastic, as you can see, if you want to close the wallet, it doesn't flex enough. So if he's holding it in his hand and showing his badge, then it looks just fine. Otherwise, it doesn't close. That's okay with me. It looks beautiful. I'd rather have the aesthetic appeal. Nice detailing there. All right, so let's do a side-by-side and see how it compares with the one I've had for a few years now. Okay, so first of all, I forgot that there was something underneath. So there was a stand here, pretty plain. It's got this, you can hardly see it, but it says Clint Eastwood Legacy Collection. It doesn't have anything on the top though. I'm big with having some kind of placard or display on the base to let you know what movie the figure's from and what the name of the character is. So it's missing that. It had a few extra hands alongside of it, so you got definitely enough hands. But let's take a look at these figures. First, let's go to the most important thing, the head sculpts. So as you can see, my custom one that I've had for a while, you could tell it's Clint Eastwood, but it looks a little too exaggerated, almost cartoonish version of him. Whereas this one is a very serious portrayal. But like I said, it's just slightly off. I mean, you can tell both of them are Clint Eastwood. There's no doubt about it. And then the clothing there's very slight variances. The pattern in my custom is a little bit more pronounced. This one, not so much so. As a matter of fact, it's a little bit too faded. It looks like it's printed on, rather than this actually being the material. So I do like my custom blazer. Belt, no real significance there. There's a slight difference in the ties. I'd have to do some research from footage to see which one's more screen accurate. The pants on the custom are pretty basic, and I always thought they were a little poorly fit. These I do like a little bit more. And then you have the shoes. So shiny shoes there, dull shoes there. Not too much difference in the style of the shoe though. And then you have the guns. No difference really between the custom and the Sideshow one. So as far as which one's better, I think the blazer on my custom is the only thing that beats out the Sideshow figure. But otherwise, this is a great figure that, like I said, the head sculpt's a little off, so I'm taking off some points at my final score. But otherwise, everything else looks pretty good. I wish it did have a better base. I hate these kinds of bases. But I'm going to give it a 8.8 out of 10. It didn't really wow me in any way, but it didn't disappoint at all. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next review.